I ended this video and then I forgot that I wanted to say this at the beginning. So I'm going to just put this in at the beginning so you might see a beginning 2 times. Hey, welcome to, I don't really know how to edit very well. So this is what I know how to do. I wanted to remind you that I have a giveaway going on for a Sophie's Universe book that I will be drawing the name for that like on the 1st or 2nd of January. So there's a video a couple of videos ago. I don't remember which one it is, but it does say giveaway in the title so you can find it. So if you want the book, you don't already have it, please go in and you might win it. So go in and make a comment, you know, do what that video says to do, make the comment. And my crochet along for the ugly Christmas sweater, get your pictures put in on the Facebook group page or emailed to me by the 31st, because we'll be doing that winner drawing as well at the beginning of the month, January 1st or 2nd. And any pictures that have come in since the last time I posted them will be posted in that video. But a winner will be picked for a $50 gift card. And also my crochet calendar for the month of December from the Annie's Crochet Calendar was to make a bag. If you made one, I haven't seen anybody post anything. So if you made one, please get that picture posted or emailed to me, because I will put it in the video. But I wasn't doing the crochet along for that because we weren't getting any, and people had a lot of stuff going on for the month. I'm not going to do that crochet along again next year in 2023. I did not purchase the calendar. We'll do other things instead. Not quite sure what yet. I have a couple days to think about that. So that'll be happening in that won't be happening in 2023. But get your makes in there for the ugly Christmas sweater, and get your comment in there for the Sophie's Universe book. I think that's all I needed to remind everybody about. Okay, so now go ahead and start the video. All right. Hi. Hi everyone, it's Lynette with Charmed Grammy Crochet. Today is, I think it's the 28th. Maybe it's the 29th. It's Wednesday. So whatever date that is of December, that's what it is. I have been working on the Boggy Creek hashtag Scraps of Love 22 for our Boggy Creek drive between Nancy, which she's got yarn too, and myself and Billy, the Crafty Floridian. But for Christmas, we did. She's got a Charmed Grammy Christmas. With our gift exchange, we did the scrap balls to make blankets for Boggy Creek. Hashtag Boggy Camp 22. There will be a Boggy Camp 23. But Nancy and I swapped little yarn balls to make into squares for a square a day, scrappy dappy do kind of blanket. So tomorrow's square, I'll show you the blankets in a minute. Ooh, tomorrow's squares are going to be awesome. Look at this fabuloso yarn. Oh, and that's pretty true to color too, I think. Might be a little darker in the camera than what it actually is, but that's going to be awesome. So the blankets have to be, for Boggy Creek, 35 to 40 inches wide, 40 to 50 inches long. That's the requirement they're looking for. So in my brain, I said, okay, I make a 5 round granny square. I get measured like 5.5 or 5 to 6 inches. So if you do 30 of them, a yarn ball a day for the month of December, minus Christmas Day, because we know everybody's busy on Christmas. So we get one day off. Then it would be 5 across, plus you've got the, I do the granny join along with that. That'll add more, and it should fit. And then 30 down, well, they're like 6 inch they're, you know, together. So they're like 6 inch. So, anyway, then and we would have 6 down. So 5 across and 6 down should be plenty. Well, Nancy did hers big. She did bigger squares, and her blankets are done already because she added yarn and did bigger squares, and that's fabulous. They're beautiful. She did 2, one from the scraps I gave her, and one she did from some neon yarn following Nina's Knots. Lynette had decided to join in along with several other people that used scraps or just made a square a day, and did a Scrappy Dappy do to donate to Boggy Creek or whatever donation place you wanted to donate to. So anyway, to move along, I was getting concerned that my blankets weren't going to be big enough, but I do have, this is the scrap one, and it's, there are some ends that are not weaved in. I lost my scrap for today, my extra scrap. So this is the scrap one. What I did was, this ball is going to make more than one square. So instead of taking the extra and throwing it in my scrap bin, I just went along and made more squares until it's gone. So like this is the first square that first color she sent me, and it made the square that's in the solid blanket, and then it made this plus the center of this square. Then the next day, square was this rust color, I think, and then that went only this far on that. But then there were others that I had a lot of yarn in, and this one has like a square and a half, and so down here we have more squares that are solid of one color pretty much, plus more, you know, when she had a bigger scrap that she threw in the box. So this is the squares, and it is without a border, 32 inches wide, or 33, I think 33 inches wide without a border. So when I put the border on, it will be big enough that way. And now that it is 6 squares long, the squares are 6 inches. It's what's working out to. It's 39 inches from this border to here. So once I put the border on, it will fit. It will be the 35 by, you know, minimum 35 by 40. If not, I was just going to go digging into my own scraps and make another row. Not a problem to do that. But the good news is, don't need to, because it will be big enough. And so this is the scrappy one. And there is, I thought I threw this, what was the blue jean color was the last color I used, and I know I started another square that should have been thrown in here. So I don't know what happened with that one, because it did start another square, and the leftovers of this will get added to that. And I'm using Bernat Cozy Style in, it's called soft gray. That is my join color. This was not quite full, but almost full when I started. It was a scrap too. And then maybe I dropped it in this basket, but I don't think so. This is there are a couple of them that don't have the ends sewn in, but other than that, this is the second blanket. So this is the 6 wide, and then the 5 down. This is the original. The ones that have multiple colors, like this one in the center down here, that was a variegated yarn. That was the fruits yarn. This yarn was a variegated yarn. I don't know what it is, but it was a variegated. I just know that this was the fruits because she had the label wrapped around it. So that was kind of cool. And so this one will look nice. There's only a couple that are variegated. Most of them are all solid colors. So that's what this one is going to look like. And I am joining that with, I'm almost used it up. I'm not going to pull it out because it'll become a mess. That is a Karen 1 pound in the color cream, I think it's called. Nope, called Off-White. And it was also a started, it was a scrap. Not really a scrap, I mean, but I had started something in it already. I'm not sure if I'm going to border, I should border in the color of the original, but it's scrappy, so it might be kind of cool if the border was maybe a variegated to show all different colors. I don't know, I got to think about that. I need some suggestions. What do you think? Would that be cool if the border was like a variegated yarn? To bring out all the colors in the blanket. I think that might be neat. And I would do that on both. If I did it on one, I would do it on both. I don't have a huge variegated, but I have lots of variegated, so I could do that. Or even use different variegateds. Might be too much if they were different, but might be cool if they were the same. I don't know, let me think. I mean, let me know what you think in the comments below. So then the other project that I'm working diligently on is this poncho, really huge poncho. I'm calling it a poncho, I guess that's what it would be, for my daughter. I am using the yarn that I was going to make that chunky fall cuddler blanket that I was going to knit, that we're going to start over in January. I'm going to use a 5-weight yarn instead of the 6, just because I'm not buying more yarn to do it. I bought more yarn to do it the first time, and the color is called Salem Creek, and it's a dark, you know, it's not completely dark. I love the yarn. So what I'm going to say sounds negative about the yarn, but it's not really a negativity about the yarn. It's just, I'm a beginning knitter. Like, this is my first knit project. To start with a blanket is like really stupid, I know. I already know that, but that's what I was double dog dared by Laura from Mad Mimi Crochet and Farming. Why I just didn't say no, I don't know, but I didn't. So I had a lot of this yarn. It ended up, I did not have enough of it to make the fall cuddler. Plus, I was making it wrong. I was doing it wrong. So I'm like, I'm ripping it out. I'm going to do a light color. The only thing that I don't have a lot of 6-weight yarn. I have just, you know, I'll have 1 or 2 skeins. You can make a hat out of 1 or 2 skeins. You can make a scarf, you know. Maybe 3 at the most of any color in the bulky, or the super bulky yarn, the 6-weight. I just don't use it a lot. But it works up so fast, so using it is nice. Now this is the Hometown USA, and like I said, this color is called Salem Creek. Oh, don't you dare. I'm pulling it out like an idiot. I didn't put a stitch marker in to hold my spot. So this yarn, you can see I have 2 different dye lots, maybe 3. It doesn't go real far into making this. Now my daughter is taller than I am, and well, let's backtrack. So for the fall cuddler, I'm going to use a 5-weight yarn, and I'm not going to use Hometown USA, A, because I don't have enough to make it, B, because this yarn, let me show you an end, it's like very loosely wound, and it does this. So it comes apart very easily. And when I'm using knitting needles, I tend to, even with the crochet hook, it's hard. Sometimes it wants to split, it'd be splitty. And with the knitting needles and it being dark and multicolored, sometimes hard to know if you've got the right, if I pulled, and I did frequently, I would like put my needle in between the yarn, you know, as a whole. I would like separate as it started to separate on my hook or my needle into the next stitch. You know, so I'm grabbing the pieces of it. Does that make sense to you? It was separating a lot for me, and I think I need a yarn that's going to be tighter spun, so that I don't have where I'm not picking it apart with my point of my needle. So that's one thing. And I'm going to use a lighter color because that's going to be easier on my eyeballs. With this, I am just doing half double crochet. The stitches are big, and I crochet enough that finding the stitch isn't an issue. But it's huge. Now, I thought that I had 12 skeins of this yarn, and maybe I did. I don't know. I think 10 or 12 skeins. And I counted the ball bands that I had used, because I saved them, because I do a count at the end of the year, or I'm going to this year. How much yardage did I use? So I have a big container that all my ball bands are going in. But I thought I had all the ball bands. So I counted we measured 52 inches is what she wanted, from her shoulder to the like duster length, but long duster. She wanted it mid-calf, 52 inches on her. So I went through my yarn. I had 7 balls left. Yeah, 7. I counted and I thought, oh, I have 5 ball bands that I've used up. So I have 5 in the first half. I was getting near the first half. So I will have 5 left for the second half, and then I can make a cowl around the neck and have some to sew the edges together where she wants it sewn together. That was my plan. I measured it at 40 inches, and it needs another foot for her. Well, I got through the 2 ball bands, so there were 5 skeins, and I never measured it again. I'm like, it's 5. If it's too short, then that's just where it ends, because if it's not 52 inches, it doesn't matter. And it's heavy. I think she's gonna not like it because it's heavy. And it's gonna be cumbersome. It's long, like really long. So anyway, I ended at the 5 skeins. And I started crocheting, and so this is what I did, because it's one panel, it's one huge panel. If I can find that, there it is. So here's the neckline, this is the front, and then for the back, I just chained and then went around. Now I crocheted around the chain 16 stitches. When I go to put the border on, I'm going to crochet into, I was going to do like the front loop or the back loop or whatever, and I just said, you know what, I'm just going to not do that. The cowl is going to cover anything that might look funky at the back or the front, whichever way she puts it on, but I will crochet either around and in between the 16 stitches that are already on here, which is probably going to be easier in what I'll do. As I crochet into the front of the stitch, when I get to this part, I will probably crochet in between these 16 stitches to put my 16 stitches at the back and just crochet around that chain again. That'll just make it easy. So anyway, I am crocheting along, and I have 2 balls left, and guess what? My front half is way shorter than my back half, or my back half is way shorter than my front half. Whichever way you want it to go, it really doesn't matter. I need more yarn. That's the bottom line. I mean, I can continue crocheting it, and I really don't want to rip it apart for the 3rd or 4th time, particularly since there's a lot of crochet effort into this. It is very long. This is the back side. I don't mind buying the more yarn. It is on sale right now at Joann's, so I can buzz over there and get 3 more skeins. I'm like, 3 should definitely do it. I think I need to add the 2 that I have to the length of this to make them equal in length. My problem is, I think she's not going to like it when she sees how long it is. I don't want to buy more yarn to add to it if I'm going to be pulling it apart anyway and making it shorter. Now on me, it touches the ground, but she is taller than I am. And I would show you, but I don't think you'll get to see. Well, we could try. So apparently when I was counting my ball bands, which are here, I must have put a couple already in to my ball band stash when I was making the fall cuddler and used a couple. I probably already shoved those into the ball band stash. And so then when I went through, you can see there's different die lots, which my daughter did not mind at all. So if you can, I counted and I'm like, oh yeah, you definitely put 7 in the front. And I allotted for 5. So, yeah, there's that problem. I did not count the rows because I'm doing it by inches and they just have to match up at the end. That's the bottom line. So I'm going to stand up. I'm going to put it on with, and hopefully you'll be able to see how long it is. Let me just move this chair out of the way. Okay, this is the original panel. Now she's skinnier than me, but it's gonna, you know, like a lot skinnier than me, be attached at the torso. Oh, this is the back panel. So on me, can you see? This is duster length on me. If it was a side panel, it would be great. You know, if she wanted to wear it this way, that would be fine. But when you put this panel on, it drags the floor on me. It like literally by a couple of inches, it's dragging the floor. But you know, it stretches as it, because it's acrylic yarn. So this is where we are. I'm not adding to it. I'm not buying more yarn. Well, I might buy the more yarn because it's on sale now and I won't see her before it's not on sale anymore. But I think I'm not going, I really wanted to have it finished for when I see her, but I'm definitely not crocheting in any ends because we all know how difficult that is to undo. And I'm really concerned that she's going to be like, holy cow, this is, how am I even supposed to drive with this thing on? Because, oh, there's my missing piece. There it is. I knew I started another one. Okay, here I am. So, anyhow, it goes in this basket. The bottom line is, I'm afraid to work on it any further for fear that she's going to want me to pull it apart. So when I show it to her, I'm going to say, look, if you want it pulled apart because it's too long, totally get it. If you decide that this really isn't what I want at all, you're going to sit here and frog it. That's what I'm going to say. You frog it, I'll remake it, no problem. But we might need to tweak some design on it. So I'm going to call this in timeout until I see her again, even though I probably will stop at Joann's and buy that yarn tomorrow because it's on sale. Not a huge sale, but any sale is better than no sale. So I think I will get some of it tomorrow. It'll probably have a different dye lot and be a different shade, just like I think I have 3 different dye lots in this blanket, but she liked the look of it being different. So we're good with that. So that's where this stands at this point. I'm pretty sure it's going to end up frogged one more time. But I literally am going to make her do it if that's the case. So there we go. Now I'm off to the yarn room. I have some tile things I need to figure out what we're doing with. You know, Sam from Manfos Makes and Mike and Laura, she joined in on doing their tile of the week. And Sam and Mike are, you know, started this. And so I thought, oh, that looks like fun. I like doing it. Elaine Brown is doing it. If you haven't subscribed to her, please don't. Or do. She did put out a video, which, Elaine, I haven't watched it yet, but I will watch it today. She did put out a video of, I think, all of her Christmas gifts that she received. So you really got to check that out because I got her something really cool. She is from Massachusetts. Just remember that when you watch the video. I will see if I can find it and link it in this description box below. So do check her out. And if you have not subscribed to her, she doesn't put out really any content once in a great while. But she's just a sweet woman, and you should show her some love by subscribing to her. Let's see, so what else do I have? I am going to go up to the yarn room and try to figure out what to do with the tiles. They're using scraps, and Sam and Mike are making it out of acrylic because, you know, that's what they have scraps of, and they're just using scrap acrylic yarns and making all these squares. Well, the squares are not, I didn't bring the book. The book is upstairs. The squares are not all the same size. So Laura had a really good idea, and she's making them out of cotton so that she can use them as washcloths. But a lot of them are very lacy. So the solid ones, I'm going to agree with Laura. I'm going to use my scrap if I have enough of scraps. I don't have a lot of just like kitchen cotton. I think all of my kitchen cotton scraps fit in here. But I don't have any problem just using kitchen cotton on a solid, which would also be nice for not only washcloths, but if you wanted to like put some of them together and make a bag. And the lacy ones, I was thinking maybe, you know, if you added extra border, you could get them to fit together and then put them together for a bag, but line it, you know, with cloth, and then it's not going to stretch. And then just add macrame, or not macrame, but those, you know, those canvas straps like Billy uses. That's what I was thinking, because I don't want to go to all the trouble to make them and then them not do anything. So then I'm thinking, you know, could you crochet them into a blanket, even if they're different sizes, just to add more border, fit some together? I don't know. So I might not do every week on the tile of the week. I might only do the ones I like. I don't know. I haven't decided. I know I want to join in because I like joining in. So anyway, I'm going to take out that book and do some searching in that thing. And I'm going to take my Sophie's Choice up there, or Sophie's Universe blanket book, and go through my colors again. I still am waiting for some more Premier because I need green in it. I know I need green in it, so I ordered some. I have yarn to put away that I have no space for, so I'm going to pull all the white out and put it in a bin. And then I have more room for yarn on my shelves. So maybe I'll videotape and talk to you while I'm doing that. I don't know, but I'm going to get this one uploaded for today. So that's what's happening tomorrow. Probably in tomorrow's video, you're going to see what I did today. And I may or may not crochet this in. Depends on how far I get in the yarn room. I'll probably crochet that in tonight since Amanda's thing's going in timeout. I do got to get these projects done for the end of the year. Okay, that's what I have for you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, subscribing, all of that stuff. This will probably maybe be my last. I'm not taking the tree down until after the 1st. Something with bad luck, my mom always said. So the tree's going to be up, but I probably won't be filming in front of the tree anymore. And I'm getting rid of the Christmas music. I'm sure you're tired of it by now. So we'll see what I can get for you in pictures. And I guess I got to come up with an intro now. I don't know. And an extra. Is that what you call the ending? I don't know. All right. See you later.